The thing with scripts are, that they don't work because they're not preparing you for every single scenario. They're not preparing you for the objections that could come up. They're not preparing you for where the conversation could lead. They're not preparing you for the worst case scenarios. If you're scripting, unless you have 10 different scripts ready at once and you want to go down every path, which there's no need to, because that naturally will happen anyways when you're selling a product or service for a prolonged period of time. As opposed to scripts, what I believe in and what I like to give a lot of people that I work with are structures. It's almost like scaffolding on a building. You have a structure and you know the general structure that you want to follow. There are touch points you have to go through, but generally speaking, like I said, it's conversational selling, and with the right intentions in mind, is a lot more authentic, genuine, and again, long-term relationships over short-term transactions. And doing that long enough over a period of time, there's no way you're not going to be successful at it.
And I love that because, it's not unlike his track, right? It's just, this is where you're going to go, but I don't want to give you the words. And I think too, when people are given the words, then they say, well, they didn't work. And I'm like, well, they wouldn't, because they were born from my personal experience. They were born from me thinking these sorts of words worked right now. And words can shift and change, right? So a word that I would use talking to you as a guy, not the same word I would use if I was speaking to a woman, right?
Absolutely agreed.
And it's just huge. I think too, it's kind of like it puts salespeople on autopilot and they become just starting to read it rather than sales are vibrant. I don't know if people are picking up on the energy between you and I, but
Mhm.
when you show up to a sale, like you're showing up to be real, to be human, to see, like you say, can I actually offer you value? Because if I can't, I don't want to waste your time. I don't want to waste my time. And I would like to move to the next person so I can offer them value. But I need to figure out if what I have is a fit for you or how I can make sure that it is a fit for you, which I
Yeah.
think is so crucial.
Yeah, absolutely. A sale at the end of the day is a transfer of energy, and
Mhm.
it's very important how you do that, how you actually communicate with people. It needs to come from a real, authentic place. And I can think of names off the top of my head, which of course I won't mention, but
Mhm.
I know a lot of sales professionals that
Yeah.
I've trained, worked with over the years that knew all the scripts word for word, memorized freaking books word for word, and just had everything in their head, but never got the results, could never close deals, could never
Yeah.
perform, extremely inconsistent with their performance. And I would always tell them, listen, it's not about memorizing the script. It's not about word for word saying what I say. That's not going to work for you. Let's focus on teaching you the fundamentals of sales, the fundamentals of communications. And yes, follow the same structure that I follow, but
Mhm.
that's not how it works. You're talking to a human being. You're not talking to the wall. You're not just going to regurgitate something, say the words, and then it just ends and then they sign the paper. That's not how it works. And
Yeah.
anybody who's teaching you that, again, is either full of it and just has, ill intent, or
Mhm.
they've just been out of touch for so long. They've been, out of sales and out of the real actual business dynamic for so long. And they've just been teaching it for years and years, maybe decades, and they're not used to, the world changing and shifting and pivoting. And, they're telling you these words to memorize and repeat. It just unfortunately doesn't work, but that's the reality of it. I'm glad we both know that and we can agree on that.